Alright, so I'd like to clarify just for the sake of making sure we all are on the same page, right? Patriarchy is not necessarily just this idea of the old-fashioned male domination and feminism as a reaction to that. It's not as simple as that. Patriarchy is a general mindset that has gotten so ingrained into our psyche, into our genetics, I feel. The way you relate to life as being adversarial, that I think broadly captures what patriarchy stands for. So from there you have things like capitalism, corporate ventures, and any approach that is my way or the highway, which works only with the real, the material, what is visible, what is measurable, what is quantifiable. Everything that is subtle and soft and untouchable, unquantifiable is just not just tolerated, but actually ignored or looked down upon or actively suppressed and repressed. So when we use words like patriarchy and masculinity, we are not at all talking about genders. Let's be very clear, because there can be women who can be the best representatives of some of these processes I'm talking about. So it has nothing to do with gender. So how does the patriarchal culture we are into right now affect grieving? I think in some way, I've answered this earlier also in the very beginning, it tends to diminish the value given to loss. Patriarchy has this approach of so what, loss is part of the game and let's move on, let's pick up and move on, as opposed to acknowledging it as a experience of being alive, and therefore there is a pain of having lost something. So I think acknowledging loss, which means revealing your vulnerability, or revealing the fact that you had an attachment that you're unable to deal with or let go, or you're feeling crushed, or you're getting devastated, you're having emotions, you're getting emotional. I think that is so not acceptable. That is what patriarchy does. So I think it hits hardest for death and grieving and mourning. In ways, yes, although I'm not sure it's directly related. So for example, I come from a village and farming background, right? So no one's actually pointed this out, but there's something I've sensed and picked up. So for example, it's allowed and expected that a man can grieve for his mother a lot more than he can really grieve for his father. And then if a man actually shows any grieving for his wife, he is not considered to be really a good enough man, because it's like, get on with it. You'll get another wife. So it can be as gross or as, so that's one thing. Plus also I think the way you relate to the person who's no more decides the nature and process of your own grief, right? So if you've had a real, authentic, wholesome kind of relationship. By wholesome, I'm not necessarily talking of beautiful and healthy. I'm talking about a relationship that includes everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it's real, it's lived. Then I think grieving actually is easier and smoother and faster, right? As opposed to a relationship which is extreme, which is either all goody-goody, which is not real, or all really difficult and traumatic, which is, traumatic, right? Then grieving actually becomes a lot more complicated, a lot more difficult. So the nature of your relationship with the one who's passed on is probably the single most strongest determinant of how it will affect you and your process of grief.